speaking in the Ojibwe language, which is like the sovereign language here in this land. My name is Suzanne. I've spent the last 20 years living here in the York region. I am an advocate for the over 4,000 missing Indigenous women here in this country. We've had some very enlightening conversations here at the table, and I just want to say that it means a lot to me as an Indigenous woman to be recognized by my peers that aren't from our community, because the images and media that we've seen for the past 500 years don't paint us as magnificent in the culture as we are. And as Indigenous women, we are life carriers, we are mothers, we're aunties, we're sisters, and unfortunately we're disappearing at an alarming rate across this country. And it tells me that something's really wrong with the system. So we give a voice to those women, and we give a voice to this good life that we live, and we call it the Madswin. My daughter Cedar, turning 18, she is my driving force. And last year, with all of the things going on in our northern communities, with our youth, we have the highest dropout rates, highest suicide rates, all of those things because we are living in a colonial system that doesn't hear the voice of Indigenous people, and we're not culturally appropriate or culturally sensitive when we're trying to include the Indigenous voice. So my daughter and I launched a program last year called From Darkness to Light. And it's sexual abuse prevention strategies and training for our communities, for our helpers, for the agencies outside of our region, non-Native agencies that want to help, that don't know how to engage First Nations people. We want to help our people navigate your systems to include us in those healing strategies. And From Darkness to Light is a big part of that. She's my driver. And she was gifted that name as a little baby when she first entered the earth, and our elders gave her that name. Head woman of the sky world, her role and responsibility is to come and cleanse the water for all the nations of man. Cedar and I are both water walkers. We are Anishinaabe water walkers. We've walked the Great Lakes in Ontario. We've walked the Mississippi and the St. Lawrence. There's a group of us. We haven't done all of the walks at every step, but there's a whole group of us that are protecting the water all across the nation. The dresses that we wear are healing dresses within our communities. We are both jingle dress dancers. There's 365 cones on every dress. We fill them with cedar. They are feasted, they're honored, and there's a ceremony before we even put our dresses on. And we do healing within our communities, and we heal the water and we sing for the people. So all across the nation, they'll put a call out for jingle dress dancers. If someone is stricken with cancer in the community, if there's sickness going on, they'll put a call up. And tobacco, that sacred sema. And when I talk about tobacco, I'm not talking about cigarettes. I'm talking about that beautiful plant. It's the first plant medicine that was given to us by Creator. So we are offered that sema, and we carry that sema and we dance with it, and we are healing the people. When it comes to our water, as water walkers, we know that we are changing the molecular structure of water through our song, through our prayer, and we also carry it in a copper vessel. Copper is a mineral from Mother Earth. It's like your gallbladder or your liver. We, as traditional Indigenous women, and the traditional Indigenous knowledge that we carry will become invaluable in the next 2 generations, because they say that we're going to fight wars over water. And unfortunately, because we are tied to the land and the water, we are obstacles to the land and the water, and perhaps that's why our voice is disappearing at such an alarming rate. When we look at what's happening to the water and to the land, it's also happening to us as Indigenous women, because that's where we come from. So these dresses that we wear are a regalia. They are not costumes. We don't dress up in them. This is a healing way of life, and we both live this way. And again, my daughter Cedar, head woman of the sky world, when she was gifted that name almost 18 years ago, in 2 weeks she'll be 18, when she was gifted that name, we knew that it was a big responsibility for us and our family to nurture her. So my daughter has never seen all the stuff that we see in the newspapers, and poverty and alcoholism and all those things. I wouldn't say that we're rich by any means, but we may not have a lot in material wealth, but we have a lot in our heart and in our spirit and our homes. That good life, and that's what we call it. And I strive every day to make sure that all the opportunities are in front of her. She knows her drum, she knows her song, she knows her language, and she knows the ceremonies, and she knows who her teachers